Look, IG. All right, notifications are going out, and you're realizing that your sister is on. Oh, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited that we get to come together for just a time of coffee break. I'm so excited and I'm bubbling over. So try to excuse it. Good morning, Facebook. It's both of my pages, YouTube, IG. Hello, hey, okay. Hey, Detessa. Detessa is on IG. Good morning to you. And she's on Facebook. Look at my sister in multiple places. I love it. I love your footwork. I love your footwork. Well, as everybody is joining in, and even if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. If this is your first time, once a coffee breaker, always a coffee breaker. You are now a part of the tribe. You're part of the family. We're so grateful that you are joining us. Hello, Shalonda. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. I know y'all. I get excited when I get to see you guys joining me for coffee break. I was watching a replay the other day because your sister does study herself, and I I get really excited when I see you guys joining me. My volume goes up right in the middle of me sharing something with you. So I pray that doesn't get on your nerves, and if it do, it's okay. You gonna want some of this love, so just deal with it. anyway, did you read the caption? Let's dive in because I ain't playing with y'all today. I know we all got to get back to work. I need to get back to it, so I'm not going to prolong it. How you doing? That's a question that, if you've been rocking with me for a while as a coffee breaker, I always come on when God pushes me to check in, to ask you, how are you doing? And it's not for you to respond to me in general. It is just for you to just ask yourself that question. How am I doing today? How am I doing today? How am I doing right now in this moment? How am I feeling? Am I seeing things the way I need to see them? Am I staying positive? Am I protecting my peace? Am I checking my perspective? Am I finding an opportunity to be able to put in the works that God has placed inside of me to, kind of like activate my faith or show kindness to someone? Those are things that we have to ask ourselves. You know what I'm saying? How am I doing on this journey? And do I find myself kind of wavering? Because we all do. Do I find myself kind of shifting to the left? Because we all do it. How are you doing? How are you doing? Something that I ask myself. How am I doing with some of the things that I'm going after? Am I staying in the space, in the posture that I need to be in when I find myself kind of going through a tribulation or a trial? I always, kind of get sound. You know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, let me make sure that I'm seeing this the way I need to see it. I've been very intentional with my words, kind of just making sure that whatever it is that I'm saying, that it's speaking life and not death into a situation. And so when God asks you, because that's who's really doing the asking, how are you doing? It's just a moment of reflection, just for you kind of stop and see, am I applying my devotional? Am I staying in the lane that I need to be in, especially even if you're fasting? How am I handling any challenges? Because we do get challenged when we're fasting, when we are giving up something. And so I just want you to kind of sit with it and ask yourself, hey, April, ask yourself, okay, how am I doing? And if you like, sis, I missed the mark on this one. Don't beat yourself up too much. Don't do it. Because it just allows us to be able to hit the reset button, to be able to be like, okay, let me start over again. Let me share something with you. And for someone who used to be very hot tempered, and I know you like, girl, you used to be, child, and have to choose not to on a daily. But I have learned how to take a deep breath before I respond. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I have to just kind of pause for a second. Have you ever had to pause? Not be so quick to react. Be like, okay, let me let this sit for a second. Let me see if I can find God in this. How can I place what it is that God just revealed to me? How can I use this as an opportunity to be able to show the enemy that the trick that he tried did not work? That is how I'm able to kind of make sure that your girl ain't messing up something more so. Oh, child. Because I will and we can, right? Because we can very much so quickly get into our feelings, and our feelings are there. They're not a bad thing. Our feelings are our feelings, but it's what we do with them. You know what I'm saying? I could feel defeated. I could feel beat down. I could feel that. But it only comes to life if I operate in that lane, if I operate in a space of defeat. You know what I'm saying? If I'm operating in a space of shame, or if I'm operating in a space of disappointment, it only will overtake you if you stay in that space. And this is why you got to ask yourself that question, like, how are you doing? And be honest with your response to yourself, because it's between you and God. So he'll be able to kind of reset you, so to speak, and speak to you on how to handle whatever it is that you may be facing in that moment, in that time. And I'm grateful for that. And I pray that you are too, because it gives us just that pause moment. I've shared this many times before, that it is beauty in the exhale. It's that in between. Well, I'm able to just kind of hear God, and be able to allow the Spirit to just kind of help navigate me through it all. That's why I very much so exercise and taking deep breaths, because it worked. Someone who used to don't mind telling you how I feel, it works. It works to be able to make sure that we're intentional of showing others the beauty in just allowing Jesus, the center of our joy, how to allow him to be seen by those who may not know him, or to be able to be seen by those who are having a bad day. Because we have them. We do. We do. And just like you have them, so do other people. And so we have to be very intentional of making sure that we use that opportunity wisely. Now, you may be in a season, in a space of, you're like, sis, I have laid some things down before God, and I don't see nothing happening right now. You may be like, I'm fasting and I'm praying, and I'm not sure, where this thing's going, because nothing is looking the way I want it to look. And that's why when you ask yourself that question, how you doing, you can feel like I kind of feel a little defeated, or my faith is kind of dwindling a little bit because things aren't happening for me. Hey, Kimberly Meadows Clark, I love you. And it's okay, because your sister been there too. And choose every day not to go there. You know what I'm saying? So as I was thinking this morning, just before I just hit the go live button on all of the platforms, I pulled out my prayer journal. And you guys have seen this book before. If you're new to Coffee Break, this is my prayer journal. These are the things that I write down, especially when God gives me a word for something that I've been asking him some questions about, or if God has sent me a word through someone, I write it down in here. And the reason why I do that is because this book is like my reflection. It's that this book allows me to remember what God has said to me about me, what he's going to do for me, what he's going to do for my family. So when things don't look right, I'm able to go to this book, because it has scripture. It has his promises. And I don't want to go too deep, because I'm gonna speak to this at a later in a later live. But I want you to understand that if you're in a space where you're like, sis, none of this makes sense. I'm ready for the new. I'm going forward, but I'm not really sure if this thing is gonna happen for me. I want you to still go to the promises. Listen, I just the other day, and I'm trying to find it, because y'all know I'm the sticky note queen, right? I believe in writing things down, reminders, because as you go throughout the day, especially at your office, at work, or at home, in the mirror, on your mirror, I believe in it. And I'm gonna show you. a couple of them right now, and I know not sure if you could read them, but this is the season I'm in, trusting God. And so what I do is I put it on my laptop, whether it's on my personal or my work, and I remind myself of the things that God is saying. So when I'm having a moment, baby, and just got out of a meeting or in a meeting and they doing the most, I got to remind myself, I will trust you, Lord. I'll work if you work it. Yeah, that's something off of, I want to say this is Bishop T.D. Jakes. I want to say that's what it is. I mean, I remind myself of the important things to keep me going, to keep me pushing, to know that whatever is being thrown my way, man, it ain't for me to carry. God is going to be on you. Okay, Doc, this is going to be you. This yours right here. I've learned my past game. Y'all, it ain't got strong. I'm quick to pass the buck over to God. Be like, hey, bro, this above me. I'm gonna let you deal with this. I'm gonna let you handle it. Why? Because he's our Father, and that's what he does. Oh, I'm about to go all into my lesson I'm about to teach, but I want to share that with you because I want you to understand the importance of the reminder. Like, we have to remind ourselves of the goodness of God, even when you're facing trouble, even when you're going through some things. And that is why God wanted me to, come on this live so you could ask yourself that question: how are you doing? So if you need to reset in this moment, if you need to kind of pull back a minute, take a deep breath and go back into the game, do that. Why do you think that there are timeouts in any game that is being played? Because the players sometimes need a reset. Sometimes the coach got to remind the players the strategy, the plays. Mm-hmm. God is our coach. God is our coach. Allow allow yourself to have a timeout. I know it's still early in the day. It's 9:40. You already got to have a timeout. It's okay. Who judging? We all do. You allow yourself to be able to convene with God so he can give you what you need so you can make this day amazing. So you can continue to apply those things that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you can get over. That nothing is too hard for God. Nothing. And if nothing's too hard for God, it sure ain't hard for you because we're placing it where it needs to be. I was in Psalms 10. See, I can't even run from it. Let me go and share it. God, you're going to get this word. Let me go ahead. Psalms 10, I was reading today. I think that was our specific readings. I do a soap devotional. And I had to normally, because see, I normally be leaning in Luke, because Luke something else. But God had me resting in Psalms 10. And Psalms 10, I think it was the 8th verse through the 10th verse. It speaks of how the enemy is like a lion. Ooh, follow me. And you know how, if y'all ever watch, I know y'all don't watch National Geographic. And y'all see how the lion sits and watches its prey, how it stares at it for a while. It's as if it's analyzing the victim's move. That's what the enemy does. When we allow ourselves to get low and we don't go to God, the enemy is sitting there, right there in the field, watching you, trying to find that vulnerable space to be able to pounce in at you. And as I was reading the scripture, I was like, oh, Lord, see, it stuck with your girl. Because how many times have I done that? Well, where I have allowed my faith to get small as a mustard seed, okay? And then it's starting to dwindle a little less than that. And I didn't go to God. And I didn't say, God, give me you. I need your strength. I can't do this on my own. As I was reading those verses, it was beautifully illustrated on how the enemy waits on our weak moments. It talked about how the enemy even rests in our secret places. Ooh, child, you know them secrets, them things you don't want no one to know, that you do behind closed doors, and you don't think it's really doing anything to you. Ooh, ouch. But the enemy is waiting right there to move on you. No, but he can't do nothing if we pull from the Father. That's the key. That's the key thing. When we feel ourselves at our lowest moment, that we're supposed to go to God. His word talks about it. I'll fill you up. That's what he says. I'll give you everything that you need. He lets us know all the time that we're never alone. And if we're never alone, then why don't we go to him? Consult with him. Allow him to do what only he does. And that's be a great father. Handle our lightweight, refocus us, and get us back to where we need to be. Those scriptures, honey, bless my whole soul because it reminded me of the importance of going to the Father. This life didn't talk about, this journey did not move away from telling us that we were going to deal with some things. That's why God continues to remind us that we have to endure, because he knew that we were going to face trouble. But when we face them, are we going to God so he can do what only he can do? As you ask yourself, how you doing? I pray that your response now is, God got it. I pray your response is, oh, I took it to God in prayer. I hope your response is, oh, sis, I was, but I'm not any longer. I'm good now. Or maybe you came on here and was like, sis, it is starting off amazing. Stay there. Give God the glory and the praise of the fact that you are having an amazing day. And stand on guard to protect it. We got to protect our peace. We got to protect our joy. We got to protect our happiness. And it just ain't to our coworkers. It just ain't from our family and our friends. It's even with us too. Because our mind can kind of go and shift and go to places that we don't want it to go. But we got to stay centered and say, God, bring me in now, Lord. Make sure that I'm staying in the place that I need to stay in. You know, the work is on us, but it's most importantly, the work is on God. So let's put in some work. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's good because we get to see the benefits of the work. I know I've said a whole lot, and I pray that it is penetrated, and I pray that it is resting on you. Hello, my sister Tanya. I love you, girl. Yes, that's right. God, handle it, God, because he will, honey. He will. He will take care of your lightweight. He'll take care of you. He'll deal with you. Come on, Inga. God got it. Yes, he does. Hello, my baby Nicole. I love me some you, girl. Standing on God, Kimberly Morrow, because God got it. He does. Don't forget it. No matter what it is that you're facing, don't forget it. God got it. Hey, whoop. Wasn't that good? Oh, that was so good. All right. I don't want to hold y'all guys long at all. This is a very, very good coffee break. We needed that. We needed that. Oh, we so needed it. Just a pause, just a moment, just a time to just allow God to do what he does, most importantly. Ooh, I'm excited about what is about to happen, what is happening right now, not just in my life, because as y'all see, y'all starting to see some change. Pictures are popping up here and there, and y'all gonna see a lot of that. Y'all gonna see a lot of some changes, and buckle up, because as I am preparing for what God has going on behind the scenes, I'm excited because I'm trusting him through it all. Listen, I don't know what all God is up to. I do not. But our responsibility is, as we hand him over our lives and trust him in all of his ways, we don't do anything but continue to prepare. So my question to you, for all of you, have you liked and are following my coffee break Facebook page? Okay, for those of you who are on my personal page, y'all see that I done sat up here and I dropped that. I dropped the mic on y'all last night, letting you know that I need you guys to make sure that you're following it, that you just not like it, but you're following it. And the same thing for my YouTube. Y'all got to do the same, because God is doing something amazing. There is going to be a great shift, and I'm uncomfortable as all get out. I just want you to know, but I'm trusting God because I know God is up to something amazing, not just in my life, but in yours. And I'm excited and ready to celebrate you. Listen, I see all of the great things that is happening in Inga's life as she's being intentional. Nicole ain't taking no wood nickels off of nobody and making sure she's staying in the posture she needs to be in. I'm excited on how Tanya is being intentional about her being free. Come on now. We all are being intentional. No matter if you, whoever you are watching me on IG, I think it's Dana. Hey, my boo, I love you. Any of you, even if you're watching the replay, I'm proud of you being intentional, because the more we're intentional, it'll become a lifestyle, the way of life, honey. Just like you put your makeup on, you put your faith on. Just as you fix your hair, you fix your trust. You make sure that you suited and booted and ready to go and take on whatever it is that the day holds. Because I'm gonna tell you something: the day ain't got to deal with you. The day got to deal with God. Hey, I'm telling you. I be trying to tell people all the time, you ain't got to deal with me. It's God you're gonna have to deal with. Listen, I don't. What I used to do in the world, I now do in the spirit. I give the enemy the business, and you have to. You have to be very intentional. Listen, they're gonna try to intimidate you. The enemy's gonna try to do a work on you, but you got to stay sound. I remember I was in a meeting, and we're gonna wrap it up. I was in a meeting here a few weeks ago, and was share some things that is going to be going on, and some stuff that I had to do. The conversation was a bit intimidating. We're trying to be. And what I shared at the end of the conversation was, it's not going to be heavy for me. It's going to be heavy on God, because that's who I work through. Now, it wasn't no shade to the person, but it was not, and it wasn't to the person, but it was to the enemy. Because the enemy likes to use little tactics, child, to keep us in bondage and try to work on our, on our mind up here. And I just had to let him know, boo, not today. I'm not going to let you come up here and make me feel in a certain type of way. Mm-mm. The pressure ain't on me, boo. Him right there. I told y'all, I'm in the snatching edges season. And y'all going to see a lot of that. Because I'm not taking and I'm not playing. And neither should you. All right now. Okay. If I could wear that snatch the enemy's edges t-shirt. Did y'all see it? Y'all, sister, let me tell you something. If I could wear that t-shirt every day, I will wear it just so I can let the enemy know I will snatch your edges. I'm not playing with you. I don't like you. You don't like me. And yeah, you see that. So, okay. All right. I love you. Hey, my Jennifer. Come on now, watching me on YouTube. Inga said, what I used to do in the world, I now do in the spirit. That was good to me. And I know, girl, wasn't that good, child? I'm still, listen. You got to just, those of you who, child, used to be and you ain't no more, you should be like, pumpkin. You don't want that. Let's keep it where it is. Gotta keep it. All right. So I love you. I do. I love you. No matter who you are. I may not even know you personally. God may have sent you to either one of these platforms. I love you. But I want you to know God loves you so much more. And it's an indication right now, because you and I are on this right here together. We are not meant to do life alone. And God was being very intentional in giving me this assignment to do Coffee Break. And I'm proud of every step that you're making. Even if the step starts today. Listen, you're not what you were yesterday. No matter how the enemy tries to hold your past over your head, honey, you're not. Grace and mercy is renewed each day. And I'm excited the fact that you allowed yourself to hit the reset button. Get back in it. We're on this thing together. So as God has filled you up on this coffee break, your responsibility. Come on. I know old coffee breakers. Y'all know it. Our assignment is to go infect someone, not affect or infect, but infect. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We got to infect people with God's love, man. It's so important. It's so needed. All the viruses, all the diseases, God's love needs to catch on fire. And it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with us. All right. So continue to have a great and amazing day. And I look forward to hearing from you. You guys telling me about these great and amazing things that are happening in your lives. Keep it coming from the inboxes and the text messages y'all be sharing with me, man. I get excited because I get to see, ooh, I have a front row seat on your journey of what God is doing through you. So don't give up. Keep moving forward and don't forget the promises. Okay? All right. Remember what you're okay. Make sure you go like the page because it's coming. I don't want to hear, sis. What? I told you. And if you know someone who's a coffee breaker and been down with us for a long time, make sure you spread it. Okay. All right, you guys. Continue to go be amazing, and I'll see you next week. Bye.